Hey guys, this is Chris Powell. Came to talk to you about some fishing today because that's what this channel is all about, helping you catch more fish and understanding the sport that we love better. All right, so let's jump right into it. Let's talk about this mild winter that we're having. Basically, what that means to me is an extended pre-spawn, okay? These fish are going to be hanging around spawning areas right now, and I've got 5 lures picked out right here that's going to help me target and locate these fish, okay? First of all, the forage that I go after this time of year is a little bit different than some anglers. I really target shad this time of year, okay? Just all shad type pattern lures, okay? There's a lot of guys throwing crawfish patterns and jigs and all that stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. I kind of go against the grain and I target shad patterns, okay? Because honestly, when we have a really mild winter like this, you know, the shad kill off, okay, it really doesn't get cold enough to kill them. Hey guys, do me a favor just real quick. Go ahead and stop this video. Hit that subscribe button. Just help me out. Support this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. That way I know that y'all like these kinds of videos. If y'all have any video recommendations, just go ahead and leave them down in the comment section. As far as water temperature, guys, during these mild winters like we're having this year, that water is going to be bouncing back and forth from the low 50s to the upper 60s. You know, every now and then it might drop down to the mid 40s when we have a really, really cold front come through, and that's really just going to push those fish way, way, way on out. And then when we have a few days straight in a row that are just really, really warm, it's going to bring all those fish just right back. Pre-spawn for me is going to be 50 to 60 degrees, okay? Now, that does not mean when you launch that morning and the water temp says 45 degrees, but by the end of the day it reaches 51 degrees. But when I launch the boat in the morning and the water temp reads 50 degrees without the sun beating down on it, that right there is pre-spawn, okay? So remember, it's not what the water temp is in the middle of the day, it's what the water temp is when the sun hadn't been on it and all that good stuff. And these are 5 lures that I use to help me locate and catch all these bass. First on my list is a 1/4 ounce lipless crankbait Strike King red eye shad. And the reason why I fish a 1/4 ounce is because it might seem crazy, I can keep this 1/4 ounce in the strike zone a heck of a lot longer than I can a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce, okay? And the weight difference between a 1/4 ounce and a 3/8 might not seem all that much to y'all, but when you put this in the water and you're fishing along, you can see that you can keep this 1/4 ounce lipless crankbait higher in the water column with a slower rate of retrieve, okay? And that right there is key this time of year. I'm going to be throwing this on a medium to medium heavy rod, 30-pound braid with a 15-pound monofilament leader. Next on my list is a good old square bill crankbait. Only ones I use and trust is a Strike King 1.5. I will go down to the 1.0 or I'll step up to the 2.5 depending on the size of the shad that I'm around. For the price point of these square bills, the hunting action is just crazy on these. It's got a pretty nice kick, guys. I throw this on at least a 7-foot medium rod, typically 30-pound braid to a 15-pound monofilament leader. Every now and then I will go all mono on this. It really just depends on the situation. As far as conditions, there's got to be some chop on the water for me to be fishing these guys right here, okay? If we got some wind putting a pretty good little chop on the water, that's when I'm going to be going to these guys right here, okay? I feel that those fish need the vibration to locate and hone in on these baits better when it's really, really choppy. When it's slick calm, I feel that these are just a little bit too much. They don't need all that vibration and noise and all that stuff to really hone in on the lures, okay? That's when I'm going to be going to a swim jig, all right? So when it's just slick, calm conditions, I'm going to be throwing this swim jig right here. This right here is the only swim jig that I use. It is a Strike King Hack Attack heavy cover swim jig. It's got a really, really stout hook on it. That right there is a big thing for me. As far as a trailer, I like a Strike King KVD swimming caffeine shad. Just by far puts off a good amount of kick. I fish this on a medium heavy 7-foot rod, 50-pound braid. Kind of like this little lipless crankbait over here. I really like a 1/4 ounce, okay? I can keep this 1/4 ounce higher in the water column and in the strike zone longer at a slower rate of speed than I can a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce, okay? Now, sometimes if they're just wanting it right off the bottom, I may step up to a 1/2 ounce and I'll just drag this dude right there on the bottom, just slow reeling it, guys. Next on my list is a Rapala X-Wrap, and I'm going to be breaking this guys out when I just have followers that won't commit to my first 3 lures, okay? If I'm having followers and they're going all the way back to the boat, or if they're just sharking my swim jig and they're just not committing, that right there is when I'm going to be breaking out my jerk bait, okay? And you work it with a lot of slack in the line. The actual retrieve to this guy, it's going to be really, really wide as far as darting, okay? If you don't work it with very much slack in the line, it's just going to be really, really narrow, all right? Sometimes the fish want it either way, you know? You just got to play around with it and figure out exactly what those fish want. Sometimes this right here just might be a little bit too big, so then I'm going to break out just a little bit smaller one. This right here is a size 10. This right here, I believe, is a size 8. You just got to play around with it and figure out exactly what those fish want. Lastly, guys, this right here is my go-to bait when I can absolutely not buy a bite. Just a good old Cinco style bait. My favorite brand of these is by Big Bite Baits. They call it the Trick Stick, okay? It's just my personal preference, all right? You can use whatever they want. They all look and work about the same in the water. As far as rigging this, typically I'll just go straight Texas rig with it. I won't do nothing fancy. Sometimes I rig it on a drop shot. It just depends on what all the fish want. Okay, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope this video helped y'all out. Keep in mind that this channel is all about helping y'all catch more fish, okay? And if y'all have any questions, comments, anything like that, just leave them down in the description below. Y'all have any recommendations on videos that y'all would like to see, leave those down there as well. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Chrispowellfishing, and I will catch y'all next time.